The investments that I show in today's video, like this and this, might end up being the best investments we make all year. Get involved before it's too late. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm buying to help you make coins as this market finally recovers post Black Friday. Welcome to Trading to Glory. If you're looking for cheap and reliable EAFC 24 coins, look no further than my new partner, FUTLOOT, and use my code ELYYT, ELYYT, for an extra 6% at checkout. My transfer list right now is very, very purple. I have so many FC Pro Live players that it fills up basically my entire transfer list, and I'm still buying more. Now, there's other investments we're going to talk about today, but this is undoubtedly the best investment in the game right now. And if we take a look at some of the prices, we can see they are a little bit inflated from yesterday. Of course, I've been telling you guys to buy Informs and FC Pro Live players for the last couple episodes on Saturday, and that is when I bought. So hopefully you guys got in on Saturday and Sunday, and hopefully didn't wait all the way until now to buy. But even if you did, there's still time to get in on some of these cards. Like, I look at a couple of these cards like Ogbonna for less than 85K, I think is good. Dele Alli, if you can get for 70K or lower, I think is solid. Willian for anything less than 740K, probably a good shout. Tauvin, if you can get lower into maybe the 40s, not quite 51K. And then you've also got cards like Simakin, who's connected to Anders Vergang, who's one of the favorites in the tournament at just 21K. If you can get that for 20K or less, that's a good investment right there. And we have a few of each of these cards, as you saw a minute ago. But one thing you have to consider is Muani, Mane, and Malen. All three of those guys play today. And of course, I have a few Daniel Malen on my transfer list as well. 17,000, 18,000 coins is what we got him for. And he's closer to about 22K right now. But are these cards going to go up after their games or down? And of course, that's going to come down to if their professional player ends up winning their matches. Now, Malen is connected to Emre Yilmaz, another very good pro FIFA player. They play 4 games today, and all he needs to do is win 1 match, and this card goes from 85 to 86. If he wins 2 matches, he gets another playstyle and alternate position. If somehow their pro player on the first match day ends up winning all 4 games or gets 3 wins in a draw, then this card will actually go from 85 to 87 rated. And that is definitely a risk I'm considering taking, because as opposed to the RTTK cards that we invested in earlier this year, there's a lot more chance of these cards getting upgraded after their first match day. Whereas for RTTK cards, they could win that match, but they still have to win several other matches to get upgrades, or you have to wait several weeks for their next game. Whereas this card, all he needs to do is win 1 game out of 4 on day number 1, which means that the upgrades are much quicker and much more likely. So I think that there is a scenario in which a lot of these cards, like Daniel Malen, could spike up a lot. Now, these cards that are on Group A are a little bit more invested in. You can tell that those cards are more invested in based on how the prices have fluctuated. If we take a look at players like Sadio Mane, his card has not risen very much as people are nervous to hold into day 1. I think this card will spike today at some point, but he could also crash down very, very hard if his pro player does not perform well or doesn't get 3 points in 4 games, which again is likely most pro players are going to. In theory, every single pro player could potentially get to 3 points, and every single FC Pro card could get an upgrade. But as you can see, his low point was 460,000 coins roughly, and he hasn't really gone above that too much quite yet. Whereas if you look at Willian, who's going to be in Group B, which means he plays next Monday, his card's 770,000 coins right now. And if you look at his card, he was down at 700,000 coins at one point, and the card that we picked up for Willian was 725,000 coins. So, boys, this is the best investment in the game right now. It reminds me like this Karamo, who's actually nearing 50,000 coins already, which means that we're making 10K a card almost on every single Karamo you see on our transfer list right here. That is absolutely spectacular. I would wait till he goes back down a little bit to invest if you're going to go in on a card like Karamo. But we could be looking at a lot of these cards, similar rises like Nkapie was for RTTKs. This was a mini release card. His card, as you can see, was 40,000 coins on release. That's when he hit his bottom point later in that week. They hit their bottom point because of Black Friday for the FC Pro Live cards, and he rose and rose and rose all the way from 40 to 110,000 coins. Now, that's obviously jackpot scenario. You're not going to see that for too many of these cards, but I'm just saying it's definitely not impossible for some of these cards to look like a similar graph to that in MBAPPE. Now, there's also going to be Thunderstruck cards. These cards are also going to be dynamic, and all they need to do is win one match with their club in a league domestic match for them to get upgraded. And of course, Bernardo Silva, he ended up losing the match, or drawing the match, which basically counts the same in terms of upgrades. And he went down in price pretty significantly because Manchester City ended up drawing to Liverpool. So he went from 140,000 coins down to about 80K, and he's only been dropping since. So the question is, do we invest in these cards? And if so, when? And I think that these cards are a little bit more dangerous because they were in packs during the Black Friday promo, which means there's way more supply for these Thunderstruck cards than there were FC Pro Live, which is why I like FC Pro Live players a little bit better right now. But you've definitely got some cards on here that are tempting, and I think that I might go in on an investment on most of these cards later in the week because their next game is obviously going to be this upcoming weekend. And for the men's players, not so much the women's players like Little, which is not a bad investment in itself because Kim Little right now is 32,000 coins. She's going to go to 89 rated on her card. And the cheapest 89 rated in the game right now is 35,000 coins. I don't think she's going to skyrocket to 35K right when she gets the upgrade. But of course, over time, as she, goes out of packs and all that, plus has a chance of getting another upgrade to 90 rated later down the line. If Arsenal win 3 of their next 4 matches, then this card could go up all the way to 50,000 coins. But it's a long-term investment. And Arsenal, for women's, only have 2 more matches before they go on a break. And you don't want to hold until that 4th match because then you're holding for so long. So it's kind of risky. If she goes to 90 rated, they would need to win both of the next 2 matches. But it's possible. Arsenal are a very good women's team in the English Super League for that league. Nonetheless, guys, there's a lot of investments right now, and you should be buying cards. There's no reason to be super liquid right now. In fact, I've got probably about 7 million coins if I were to go liquid, but I only have 2.1 million coins liquid right now. I like to stay liquid over 1 million coins for the most part, just because I like to flip cards on the market. And if we take a look at my transfer or take a look at my Twitter, you can see I did a little bit of that yesterday with the mini release card Frimpong. And I even tweeted and posted in our Discord, which the link is down below, about when this card was cheap and when I picked it up. So I got it for 500,000 coins, and then about a minute later, I sold it for 600K. That's how quick it can be. I timed it really well, and I actually got a little lucky that he sold because right after I listed it for 600K there, I got undercut at 570, but it sold before the undercut, which was very, very fortunate. So those flips are very risky. You definitely have to time it right, but it's also super effective and a main reason that I stay liquid on a lot of my cards. Now, let's talk about the pack supply. We're starting to see less and less supply hit the market, despite the fact that EA continually drop promo packs and they drop lightning rounds into the game. And it just seems like every single hour there's another Elite Breakthrough lightning pack, there's another promo pack, but on the good end, there are those 30 coin packs and 10 coin packs, which if you haven't opened those yet, go ahead and open them. They're dropping them like every 6 hours or every 12 hours for most of those packs. So you can get some Energizer packs. And I've packed some good cards out of those. I've gotten like an 89 rated fodder card. I've gotten a lot of 87, 86 rated fodder cards out of those. And they drop every 6 hours. So it's definitely worth logging on and checking those packs. I think it's some of the best free pack content that we've had in the history of the game. But as I was saying, these promo packs are starting to die down, even though there's a billion of them and it would cost you about $500,000 to open all of these. Not many people are doing that anymore. EA are really adding the supply. They make sure that there are promo packs for anybody who wants to spend money, but it's not like these cards are really selling out too often anymore. Everybody who wanted to open FC points seemed to have done so on Friday. So what we're seeing is a rise on the market. And so all of the cards that are going, that are meta out of packs, especially those dynamics, like FC Pro Live cards, are doing very, very well. But those aren't the only cards that are going up. Of course, we're seeing a lot of Team of the Week cards go up. Not fodder, as you can see on the right side of the screen. You've got some fodder cards on the right side that are going down, finally, because people are less likely to do any of the upgrade packs because they used all their fodder so far. But if we take a look at a card like Van Dijk, this Team of the Week inform card, which is in the best of, was 480,000 coins. Surprisingly rose on Black Friday. I thought there would be a little bit of a drop. didn't really drop, and he's actually only been rising ever since. So if you can get that card for somewhere near 520, 530, I think it's a card that easily hits 600,000 coins. And this is just one example, guys. Of course, you also have Ronald Araujo for a more medium budget for you guys with less coins, 56K. If you can get that for a little bit less than 56K, he was down at like 50,000 coins, 51K, and he's been slowly rising since. 54,000 coins, even though it's not his lowest point. Of course, his lowest point was 51. I think you're still looking good on a card like that. Links to Frankie de Jong, which a lot of people are completing, including myself. I actually did complete the Frankie de Jong yesterday on our Twitch live stream, so our club is starting to look a little bit better. I still need a new goalkeeper. Hopefully, I can craft that Peter Schmeichel, which a lot of people are doing, and I do need a new striker. I've been thinking about doing Kenny Dalglish or Mbappe's Player of the Month. I just don't have too much fodder in my club anymore, and I don't want to be spending out of pocket on a lot. Of course, I've got some 89s, some, I got a 90 rated Kane. I've got a few 86s, 87s, but that's just not enough to go in on a card that's 4 million coins worth of fodder. So I've been staying away from that. Let's go ahead and talk about the next promo, and believe it or not, yes, we already know the next promo. We don't know the cards though, but we do know the card design. As you can see right here, it's called Radioactive, and that's what the card design looks like. I think this is one of the more unique card designs that we've seen. I want to know, do you guys like this card design or not? It's definitely unique. I really don't like how bright the yellow is on yellow or white text. It's kind of hard to read the text, like the 99 up in the corner. But we've never seen a card like it before, and so at least it is unique. I don't know if it's one of the best looking cards we've ever seen, but I want to know. Give it a score out of 10 in the comments down below. Rate this card out of 10 in the comments below. I'll make sure to heart every comment who actually rates that card design, just because I appreciate you guys making it to the later parts of the video. But it's definitely controversial. There's I've seen a couple different opinions on Twitter. I want to know what you guys think of that card. This is what the best of team of the week looks like. To remind you guys, they're in packs for another 4 days, which means that the supply is still going to be there, but I think that they're still going to be rising even though they are currently in packs. I think most of these cards, not just a couple of them like Van Dijk, I think most of them are good investments. Now, obviously you have cards like Renard and Lewandowski. Those are more fodder cards at this point. Same for Giroud on the bottom. But a lot of these guys like Goretzka, very low budget and a good card that I think could rise very easily. Rodrigo, 86 rated. That's a card, especially if he doesn't get any more upgrades in the next few weeks, a card that will rise easily. Karchawi could be okay, especially that Bacha is now no longer in SBCs. That Karchawi is going to be an option for people who didn't do that Bacha SBC. Maybe even the Dembele that's hiding right behind my camera, and Valverde if you can get a good deal on him. There's most of those cards that I think are good investments going in to this weekend and even over the next 2 weeks. We're probably going to see a pretty stable market for the first time in November, and that's going to carry into December, probably until about mid-December when we start to see a little bit of panic for some promos in December, winter wildcards, and the lingering team of the year that comes in January. And that's normally when we start to see cards drop. But for the next 2 weeks, it's a healthy market. Take advantage, invest, make some coins, and hopefully this video, guys, helped you out today. If you made it to the end of the video, I cannot stress this enough. Drop a like. That helps the video do better. If you've enjoyed all of the free content that we've dropped on the Trading to Glory today and throughout the year, all I ask in return is drop a like on the video. Of course, you can go the extra mile, subscribe to the channel, but hey, that's up to you. I'll see you guys again in tomorrow's video. Peace out.